steps will walk you successfully to attaching your embroidery unit to your Husqvarna Viking Designer Epic 3 Plus, how to use the extra support wings, how to attach them, and then also how to take them off, and just a few things that you should have out for when you're doing embroidery. Hi, I'm Sarah from sewingmastery.com, and we've been doing free video tutorials on all the sewing side of the machine, and now all the embroidery tutorials to help you figure out all the functions and buttons and how to successfully embroider on this machine. We do have some online courses with links in the description below, which will really help you master this machine inside and out. But reference these free video tutorials because these are machine specific. So if you need any help with like how to find a design, bringing up a design, or attaching your embroidery unit, you'll want to start here and we'll walk you through all those steps. So first off, if you haven't already, go ahead and remove the accessory box and expose the free arm of the machine. Now, if you want to do embroidery that requires part of your project to hang underneath the embroidery arm, this hoop setup and the embroidery module is now set up to do just that. But for majority of everything, especially once you start using the big hoop, you're going to want to have the extra table that came with this machine, plus the extra supports with the legs that are going to flip down to give everything that extra support. So let's start with the basics of attaching the embroidery unit. So first off, let's talk work surface as well. You do need to make sure that you have a work surface strong enough to support this entire weight of machine. Yes, this is a new embroidery unit style. So from if you have been a previous Husqvarna Viking user, this will be slightly different. So you're going to start with your fingers right here. You're going to press in and expose the little extra pop-out tray. You'll notice that there are little connection points and two little openings for the pegs of the embroidery unit to sit in. Now what we want you to do is go ahead and use two hands at all times, both when you're attaching it and also when you're lifting to detach it. And of course, when you want to get back to sewing and this has come off, you're just going to push this back in so no extra lint gets in there. And of course, you don't damage any part of the connection pin. So let's just take our hands, we're lining it up. There are two little marks right here. You'll be able to see them when you're doing it yourself. When those are lined up, this will drop in. I'm going to say there's about a 1/4 inch gap, and that also helps you realize how to line it up. As soon as you do it, the machine says that it needs to calibrate. We'll touch OK in just a second and get that all going. Since I'm here, we are going to talk about throat plates. Let's go ahead and take the time to switch out to your single hole straight stitch throat plate, which I have actually already done. Plus, we're attaching our sensor Q foot for embroidery. And if you haven't already, go ahead and put in a brand new needle. I just did a video because I was switching it over and realized I had a ton of lint left over from all of our sewing videos. I didn't think I had done that much sewing, but sure enough, I got in there and I pulled out an entire wad of lint. So before you know it, you need to probably clean it every couple bobbins worth for keeping this machine in tip-top condition. Let's continue with the logistics. So embroidery unit on first. Let's do table on second. So slide that in. So this is always the part where I struggle as well. So you can see that this part doesn't want to like go any further. Here is the trick. So just take your hand and you're going to lift it just above that part and just force it above that area and it will slide in the rest away. And when you go to remove it, just go ahead and take two hands and lift up just a little bit to release it and you'll come all the way back out. So just go ahead, lift, slide it in, connect with a little bit of force. You might push down a little bit so it comes all the way completely around. Now let's look at those little extra support legs. First, you're going to notice they will actually say, this one says rear and this one says front. So by looking at those, maybe you even put a little sticker so one, it's a little easier to find. Maybe by color, you could color code them. So what you're going to find is, of course, this is going to be where the front is. The legs are going to drop out towards you. So they will be closest to your body, or back here, they're going to be furthest away from the machine. So before you put the legs down, go ahead and close them up. You're going to notice there's little hooks here. You're going to just slide it up to the edge stitch, come underneath and lift up a little bit. There's a place where they just instantly connect, and then you can bring these down. There's little legs with adjustable heights here, so go ahead and adjust them for your table so they're nice and secure. Once you've got that, you can feel like there's no bounce in with that. Let's do the same thing for the back extension and see how that lines up. So same thing, you can kind of see there's little dimples in here where those little clips are going to connect. I'm looking for my leg to be closest to me so I know it's going to open up correctly. Just go ahead and tip those in, line them up, and then lift up and pull the legs down. And again, adjust the little feet as necessary. Actually, before I go on, do you see how that back table looks like it's kind of tilted up? I'm going to lower that down. Just make sure that that is not too much out of place. Let's just make it completely level for the correct setup. I feel the front one was a little high as well. Now I feel like we have everything nice and level for optimum embroidery. If your embroidery machine was left completely set up like it is right now, when you finish last night and you turn the machine on in the morning, it will always ask for the embroidery arm to calibrate. So let's go ahead and touch OK. You're going to see the embroidery arm is going to kind of move, adjust, and kind of reposition as needed. Now we're ready to start embroidering. If you're interested in some of our online courses for mastering the embroidery machine, check out our Embroidery Essentials online course, the Husqvarna Viking Bootcamp, the Husqvarna Viking Design Positioning Masterclass, and the Husqvarna Viking free downloadable quick font software where you can create your own embroiderable fonts from thousands of internet alphabets. And Embroidery 101. You'll find links to those courses in the description below. And if you haven't already, make sure you're clicking like on every video you watch. That is your way of saying thank you for the free information we have shared.